好的，欢迎来到赛后采访，我是主持人 Reirachu。恭喜 BYG 战队赢下今天本场的比赛。Hey guys, welcome to the post-match interview. I'm Reirachu. Here with me today is, of course, none other than BYG's top laner Liang. Liang, can you introduce yourself for us? 那今天来到我们的赛后采访，这是 BYG 的上路选手小亮，可以跟大家打个招呼吗？
大家好，我是 BYG 的上路小亮。
So, of course, congratulations on winning today's match 3-0. What are your thoughts right now? 当然要恭喜你们今天以3-0的好成绩战胜了 IMP， 以及自己也拿下了那第2场的 MVP。然后现在的感受会是如何的呢？
现在就是我觉得对我们来说就是把这个 BO 赢下来应该是理所应当的。对我们来说，就是因为我们有做了很多的准备，那打 DCG 的时候输了就比较可惜一点，状态也没有调整到很好。
So he said that for them, winning today's match versus IMP, they actually took it as a matter of course that they were definitely going to win this one. He brought up their match versus DCG over on Thursday. He said that that was the match that they really cared more about in terms of like they think that they made mistakes that day and they think that maybe they shouldn't have lost that one, which is actually what I want to ask you next, just about that series versus DCG. Did you guys expect to lose that match and then drop into the lower bracket? Because after having lost that one, you guys only had like a few days to prepare for yet another best of 5 series. So how did you guys just like turn that mentality around, and how did you guys prep for today's series so fast? 那接下来当然也是就是想再聊一下，就是你刚才提到的，就是周四败给了 DCG 的那一场，然后你们之前就是有没有预计到自己会掉到败部吗？然后就是再加上了就是败给了 DCG 之后，你们还是要在这几天内突然做了另一场 BO5 的准备，就是想问你们是做了什么样的调整或者准备呢？
因为其实最近我们的团练状况还不错，所以我们一开始是没有想到我们打 DCG 那个 BO5 会输，所以算是发生一些意外，因为我们的可能没有发挥出团练应该有的水准，对。然后就是临时准备 MP 的 BO5 的话，其实还好，我们只要平常心去应对就 OK 了。
So he said that losing the series versus DCG was definitely a surprise and a shock to the team, because actually in terms of scrims and their scrimming performance, they've actually been doing very well lately, which is why they didn't expect to lose DCG. He thinks that on Thursday they weren't able to play up to their full potential and to the level that they've usually been showing in scrims, which is why they lost. Also, they made a couple of mistakes here and there in Thursday's series. For today, in terms of any type of like last-minute prep that they might have done for IMP, he said that the team's goal is really just to play up to the standard that they usually play at and the standard that they know they can play at, and they would win. And they did. So it all worked out. The next question that I want to ask is about game number 1. When you got solo killed over in the top side, can you tell us what your thoughts were and also explain the situation for that? 那接下来想问就是关于第一场你在上路的时候被单杀之后心情会是怎样呢？还有可以解释一下那时的情况吗？
那个时候是就算是找到了一波机会，想要跟格雷夫单挑一下，但没想到哎呀打输了，然后就有点小错愕。
所以是判断错误吗？还是就有点太急？
应该是有一点失误，不然应该是能赢的。
So he said that to him when he saw Graves over at the top lane tower, he saw that as an opportunity and a chance for him to 1v1 him, but he didn't play it out quite right. He made a few little mistakes, but he thinks that actually he should have won in that matchup at that point in time. The next question I want to ask is that actually before that solo kill happened, the casters were hyping you up about how in the entire of the regular season for spring, you actually haven't been solo killed before over in the top side. So I wanted to ask if you think that you are the best or you are the top laner in the PCS right now, and also if not, which top laner do you think gives you the most trouble? 那其实就是小安选手是在这赛季常规赛的时候，你其实是没有被单杀过，就是直到今天你是未被单杀过在上路，然后你个人会不会认为自己是 PCS 最顶级的上路呢？然后目前认为就是对上觉得最棘手的上路会是哪一位呢？
我不会觉得自己是最顶级的上路，但我觉得我是相对聪明的上路，对。然后目前的话，觉得 DCG 的上路玩得很稳定，就是打起来比较找不到破口。
So he doesn't think that he's the top laner in the PCS right now. What he does think that he has going for him is that he plays very smart, and he's a very smart top laner. In terms of which other PCS top laners he admires, he says that he thinks DCG's top laner plays very well. He plays a very stable game, and also he's the type of player that doesn't give you an opportunity to try and exploit. So the next question I have to ask is, because last year BYG were definitely like top 2 team within the PCS, but after a couple of notable players left the squad, I want to ask right now for this spring, who do you think is the core of the BYG team right now? Is it maybe you? 那接下来想问的就是 BYG 去年的话就是 PCS 的前2战队，然后自从就是走了几位选手之后呢，你会觉得就是在今年的 BYG 战队中，谁会是现在的核心？你会觉得是你吗？还是？
核心的话，其实我们会因应拳脚去做改变，但总体上我们其实比较习惯的是像和以前 BYG 比较类似的打法，就是我们可能有中野去带动节奏，然后把优势辐射到下路这样子，对。
你是说以前吗？还是现在？
就是我们现在就是比较像跟以前的风格其实是类似的，但是那我个人的话就是比较像组合阵容需要我去做什么，然后我就去做那样的事。
So he said that he doesn't think that BYG necessarily have a core of the team right now, or that the core of the team might be him. He thinks that right now they play a lot in terms of composition, and they see what champions that they're going to pick into their comp, and then they focus on what would be good in terms of that. He says that actually in terms of playstyle, this year's BYG still plays pretty similar to last year. Last year, he said their focus, a lot of the way that they play was trying to get a mid as well as a jungle rolling, and then try to bring that advantage over towards the bottom side. He said that this year they do play a lot like that too. And he said, whereas for him, the type of champions that he plays in general, like he just sees what the team needs, and then he steps up to try and do that regardless of champion. So my next question that I want to ask is, in the caster's mission video, I think BYG was the very first episode when they went to visit the gaming house, we noticed that you no longer have a roommate. So I wanted to ask if you maybe have a new roommate right now, or is it still kind of empty? Do you still feel like something is missing beside you? 那接下来想问的就是看了 BYG 战队的 caster 出任务影片之后，如果大家还没有去看，赶紧去收看哦。就是想请问一下，就是小亮现在有没有新的舍友吗？还是就是旁边依然是有点小小的空虚感呢？
因为以前是2个人睡双人床嘛，那现在还是我一个人睡啊。那为了避免空虚感，我就把一堆杂物、衣服有的没的，我就堆到那个另外一个那个床位上。
所以还是会觉得有点空虚吗？
不会，那空虚感已经被填满了，已经被我填满了。
So he said that because last year he used to have a roommate and he used to share a double bed with one of his teammates. But this year, now that that teammate has left, he's actually tried to fill up that space by throwing a lot of like random stuff onto his bed. He's got like clothes and other stuff there as well. And he says that, yeah, he thinks that he no longer feels that emptiness because it's already been filled. Right. My last question that I want to ask is that next week you'll be playing up against either J Team or CFO, depending on who wins their match. So, which team do you think will win, or which team would you rather face off against? 那最后一个问题就是下一场你们是会对上台北这一战队，或者是 CFO？你个人就是比较会喜欢打哪一支战队呢？或者你就认为他们两支战队之中应该是谁会赢呢？
我们应该是比较想对上 CFO， 因为 J 战队和 CFO 的体系比较不一样。我觉得 J 战队比较着重的是他们的中野配合，而且他们是老搭档，所以在我们就是运行游戏的时候可能会比较玩的比较不舒服。那我觉得他们两队的话，我自己是比较看好 J 战队。
He said that he thinks that the team, like, he would rather play versus CFO. He thinks that between CFO and J Team, he thinks that J Team will probably win. He would give JT the edge in that matchup. He thinks for the reason for that is because the jungle as well as mid duo they've been playing together for a very long time, so they have a lot of jungle and mid synergy, and that's a bit difficult to deal with. All right, thank you so much, Liang, for the interview. Of course, good luck for the rest of playoffs. 好的，那非常感谢小亮就是接受今天赛后采访，然后当然要祝 BYG 下周加油。BYG 口罩赞，好的，马上就要把画面丢回主播台喽，拜拜。